you want to keep people dependent on you. The more dependency you have, the more power you have. So you gotta make sure you're irreplaceable. Like, also he talks about this in Daily Laws. I think pretty sure that was February. But you can't be replaced. You have to be irreplaceable. You gotta be so good at you gotta immerse yourself so good in your skill that nobody can replace you. Yo, YT, it's Jay Lee. Today we'll be going over the next laws for 48 laws of power. And yeah, let's get into it. Law 10, and it is called infection. Avoid the unhappy and unlucky. So, what does this mean? It means that the people you hang around will infect you like a disease, you know? So, emotional states are as infectious as diseases. Reason being, humans are easily influenced to the moods, emotions, and even ways of thinking to whom they spend their time with. Whenever you're around the same people all the time, you always will pick up their moods, their emotions. You always feel it. You know whenever you feel like whenever someone's sad, you feel that they're sad. So like you're gonna rub off each other, and you're gonna be your friends basically. You and your friends are basically all the same. People that you hang out, or not even your friends, people you hang around with the most are the people that will infect you. And people don't know when they're being infected. You won't know. Associate with happiness and the energy you want, and there's no reversal. It is universal. This is a very simple law. It's just infection. You gotta basically just watch who you hang around with. That's all he's saying. So if you're always in a bad mood and not in a good mood by nature, what you gotta do is you can never go beyond a certain limit. So only generous souls attain greatness. Associate with generous souls. Then they will infect you, opening up everything that is tight and restricted in you. Next law. Law 11. Learn to keep people dependent on you. The more relied on, the more freedom you have. Remember that. Sooner or later, something can do the job just as well as you can. Someone younger, fresher, less expensive, less threatening, less experienced. So they will always take your place. This power involves a relationship between people. You gotta have others like allies and pawns. So basically, you want to keep people dependent on you. The more dependency you have, the more power you have. So you gotta make sure you're irreplaceable. Like also he talks about this in Daily Laws. I think pretty sure that was February. But you can't be replaced. You have to be irreplaceable. You gotta be so good at you gotta immerse yourself so good in your skill that nobody can replace you. Nobody can replicate what you have going on. The lonely man in the cabin in the woods has freedom to come and go where he wants to, but has no power. So basically, keeping people dependent on you just gives you power. You have freedom either way. You could be isolated, don't care about nobody. I don't really care to really keep the people dependent on me because I just don't like people. So you have freedom, but you just don't have power. That's all it is here. This is another story to kind of like understand how to use the law and everything. So this is King Louis the 11th, the great Spider King of France, had a weakness to astrology, and he had an astronomer by his side whom he admired. Until one day he had a suspicion. So basically, his astronomer had a suspicion that a woman would die, okay, in 4 more days, and it came true. All right, so everyone was going all crazy. The Spider King was all like, "Damn, this man just predicted his death. Like, what the?" So King Louis the 11th was kind of terrified and kind of just like he didn't know what to do. So he had his guards and everything. He tried to plan to kill his astronomer, or yeah, he had a plan to kill him. So he lured him into his kingdom, and he said whenever he gives the signal with his hand to throw him out the window. That's how they were gonna do him. Like, but anyways, he asked him one question though before he did it. He said, since you know all the fates and stuff, blah blah blah, what is your fate going to be? And he said, I will die 4 days before you. And yeah, that's what he said. And he kind of got, I guess, reinsurance. I don't know. Anyways, he didn't give the signal, and he survived even after the Spider King. So basically gave him reassurance, I guess. The astronomer made him dependent. The astronomer made King Louis dependent on him. So Yeah, that's what he did. Basically, so he knows how to predict the deaths and everything. So he's like, okay, well, shit, I gotta keep this guy. Never mind, don't give the signal. So, reversal. Independence is tricky. It's very, very rare to master. You must be careful. It could spark up resentment, then you got a whole team against you. Yeah, you do everything by yourself. You don't give a fuck. You work alone. You're Batman, alright? But you could create some, resentment from other people, and then slowly those other people will get together with the other people that hate you, and then they all form a group, and then you got a whole group versus, then it's a 30v1. Now, Law 12. Use selective honesty and generosity to disarm your victim. This one's a pretty clever one. One sincere, honest move will cover thousands of dishonest ones. Distracting people gives you time and space to do something they won't notice. So using selective honesty and generosity is just basically to distract them. Alright? That's all this law is for. This is kind of fun. Ancient China called this giving before you take. Unless the person sees some personal gain, they may resent you for your neediness, wanting something from them. You gotta kind of give something before you take something. It could be an actual gift, it could be a generous act, a kind of favor, or like an honest opinion, like, oh, you're so good at this, I inspire, like something like, but you're lying though, or because he put honest. That's what he put in the book. But anyways, in ancient China, Duke Wu of Qing decided to take over the kingdom of Hu. He ordered his daughter to marry the ruler of Hu, the kingdom he was trying to take over. So his daughter married the ruler, and then he made a military campaign. He asked one of his ministers, they all got together, they're like, okay, who should we invade first? And one of his ministers said, we should invade Hu. That's where his daughter is married to. And he seemed outraged. And you know what he did? He had him executed. And guess who heard about it? The leader of Hu. And guess what? Hu would always protect and defend Duke Wu. Hu, the leader of Hu, would always protect the Duke Wu of Qing. Okay? So, yeah. He would always protect them and stuff, and he kind of had him on a pedestal because he was like, damn, this guy just backed me up, and he just killed one of his ministers just like that, just because he said that he was going to invade me. Wow, what a nice guy. You know what he did? He swept the floor of Hu. The ruler of Hu was no longer the ruler of Hu. He took over that shit. Yep, he swept the floor with all of them. Yeah, just because he was trying to show his loyalty, he was giving generosity. He gave him his fucking daughter. That shit's crazy. But he gave him his daughter, and then after that, he was over there, put him on a pedestal. He killed somebody for him, which is even more crazy. But it all worked, and he just swept the floor. He went in there, took over like it was nothing. Reversal. You could play the rogue, but it's very tricky. If you are known for being, distrustful and dishonest, by embracing these traits, they could sometimes throw other people off. So, like, let's say you're always known as a capper, bro. You're always capping about bullshit. All right. Maybe if you cap about even crazy bullshit, and you just you run with it and you embrace it, you're like, yeah, I always lie, or something. And you kind of people are like, what the fuck? Okay. So wait, is he telling the truth, or is he? It kind of throws them off. So you could use that. You could be in the reversal. It's very tricky though. Very, very tricky. Laws are very, very tricky because a lot of people could catch on to these laws very fast. You gotta use them very, very carefully. That would be the last law, for real. I hope y'all got that. But yeah, that's it, really. All of it. I only did 3 laws. It's only 15 minutes. I'm probably gonna trim it a little bit. That's not too bad. I don't know. Y'all let me know if y'all want, because I was only gonna do 3 laws a video, but if y'all want 5 laws, because I just try to get the laws that will be very, very useful. So anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Y'all like, y'all comment, y'all let me know which law y'all like the most. And yeah, stay locked in. 2024, what the fuck are you doing?